Hello and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. There's all kinds of family. We chose this one. This is episode 294, the Fast 10 preview and hype episode. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too, and this episode's brought to you by Diesel House. Innovation der kann makers. Diesel House is open in Copenhagen on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 10 to 15 hours. Thank you and shout out to dieselhouse.dk.
Well, shout out to Diesel House and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. Joe, as the episode hits the main feed, we are 2 days away from Fast 10 in theaters on Thursday night.
Oh, yeah.
Can you feel the excitement? Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
I definitely can.
Nowhere near the production of this film?
I don't think that he's anywhere near it. I think you're right. And yes, I can smell what The Rock is cooking.
We are going to be talking all things Fast 10 tonight. We've been talking about Fast 10 for months, if not years now, but this is our, making guesses, see what we know, see what we don't know, see what we're going to guess right, guess wrong, whatever. We'll be back. Our next real episode will be our spoiler-free review and then our spoiler-filled review, both coming out in a couple of days. But before we get there, Joe, we were sold a bill of goods by patron Brian Rodriguez. He was like, bros, Top Chef event to end all Top Chef events.
Yes. Yeah, he did sell this hard.
Because I was even like, it's probably themed. He's like, no, man, I think they're taking it seriously. So there was an episode of Top Chef. I think we talked on the recent episode. What was the name of the episode? Do you have the name in front? Street Food Fight. Food Fight.
That's what it was. Yes, I didn't have it in front of me, but you're right. Yep.
And I looked on IMDb and I'm like, oh, Joe, Vin Diesel's in this and Jordana Brewster's in this and Ludacris is in this and somebody else was in that too. I'm just like, holy shit, like this, they might be doing it real. They might be doing it right. Like they might be really promoting here, an NBC property, Top Chef.
And I watch a lot of these like shitty reality TV shows and like the Lego Masters one, like the people show up for that. You know what I mean? Like they'll have like Terry Crews come in for an episode or something like that. So like I'm expecting like, maybe they even swung by. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for that to happen.
So I fire up the old Peacock app and I put it on and first 15 minutes go by, not a single mention of Fast and Furious. I'm
Not
like,
one.
Okay.
Not one.
They're doing because I don't watch Top Chef. I watch Master Chef. So I know how these types of shows work. I don't know how Top Chef specifically works.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, they're doing like a warm up and then there's going to be the elimination challenge. That's what they're going to bring in the heavy hitters. They're going to have them in the judge.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. They're going to come in to judge.
And I was getting later in the episode, and I'm just like,
they didn't show up yet.
Huh.
Also,
I said to you, as I was watching, I was kind of like live narrating. I'm just like, I hope they don't just like wheel out a TV.
And guess what they do? They robot a TV out and say, let us make you watch the trailer for Fast and Furious.
Mm-hmm.
And then one Jamaican lady got really excited about Fast and the Furious.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else was like, I guess that's cool.
And the rest of the show, they used the font. And that was about it. They used foods from the cities that movies take place in.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
That was about it. It was a cooking show.
It was a cooking show. So, if you have not watched it yet, you don't have to watch. I mean, it's a normal cooking episode. Like if you like cooking reality shows, reality competition, like it's a fine one of those.
It was actually that was a cool. They did like the second part of the challenge was who could prep the fastest, which I thought was cool. Like I haven't seen that before. Apparently they were like saying that like this is like a common thing on Top Chef, or like at least they've done it before. This situation where it's like who can prep these things the fastest, and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I haven't seen that on a different cooking show.
Fine episode, interesting, but not for Fast and Furious. So, no shout out to Brian Rodriguez, but specific shout outs to Cassie Wilson, Ben Milliman, Nick Burris, Alex Ellen, and Justin Kleiman. Nope, never mind.
Not him.
Scratch that. Not him. Wes Hampton, Jerry Robinson, Dan the Duke, Hayden Renato, D. Donato, Michael McGann, Lane Middleton, Lindsay Lewandowski, Nate Milton of the Kings of Sport, Jason Rainey, Tom Price, Mike Gallier, Josh Buckley of Whole Lotta Wolves, Michael Moser, and Jessica Collins, a.k.a. Montez. Thank you so much for supporting us at the $5 a month level or above. You are the mise en place in this
They are.
thing we call life.
And I couldn't dice you guys up in a competition.
Truly. There's another piece of news we need to get to. Well, actually, we have real news that we'll talk. I have Fast X news that we'll talk
I have
about in the
news.
thing. Fast 10 news.
I saw one today by accident.
I think it's. We haven't talked about it. I'm guessing it's the same news because there was one bit of news that was all over the internet today.
I think so.
But before we get to Fast 10 news, there is Too Fast, Too Forever news. We are officially opening the voting.
We're
officially
the
quitting
the podcast forever.
Remember,
right
like,
before
2
the movie
episodes ago,
comes.
we're just like, we have no idea when we're going to stop. But like, you hope they keep making movies. Well, guess what? We're stopping now. Before 10
right
even
now.
comes out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how, like, not that we're going to, like, get rich off this, but, like, this is, like, when, like, people are actually going to search out, like, people are going to care about the Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
And by not get rich, I mean, like, not make any more money off this at all. Like, not even $1 more, but, like, people will search because people are going to care for these couple, like, the casuals, the filthy casuals.
Yep.
Are going to search, and we're like, nah, I think we're good.
That's it. It's a good time to stop right before a new movie comes out.
Don't think we're going to watch the new movie.
No.
Just,
Done. Over it. We're out.
Anyway, what the real news is the voting for the Fast and Furious Too Fast, Too Forever Hall of Fame is once again open. If you go to cageclub.me/vote, you can vote now.
I already voted. I did mine today.
So, big change from last year. We have dropped the movies entirely off the ballot.
Yep.
We used to have 5 categories, 5 nominations per category. You could vote on 10 different things. You can still vote on 10 different things, but now there's only 4 categories, 5 nominations per categories. Hopefully things will get in because last year, nothing got in.
Yeah, it was a dead year, man.
Vin/Dom and Paul/Brian got it in year 1. Sung Kang/Han got it in year 2, and nothing in year 3. So here are the nominations. We can alternate categories. I'll just read the actors' characters. You can do the cars. I'll do the memes and jokes. You can do the stunts.
Okay.
You can go to cageclub.me/vote just to take a look. But if maybe you're driving right now, you want to think about it, you want to mull it over. Here are the nominees. Remember, you can vote for up to 10. You don't have to vote for 10, but you can vote for up to 10 of these. We've got Chris Ludacris Bridges, a.k.a. Tej Parker, Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. Lucas Luke Rebecca Hobbs, Jordana Brewster, a.k.a. Mia Toretto, Michelle Rodriguez, a.k.a. Leticia Letty Ortiz, and Tyrese Gibson, a.k.a. Roman Pierce.
Yes, and then for the cars, we have, these are all from before, except one new one, I think. Brian's Mitsubishi Eclipse from the Fast and the Furious. New Edition, Brian's Nissan Skyline R34 from Too Fast. Brian's Supra from the Fast and the Furious. Dom's Charger from the Fast and the Furious. Han's RX-7 from Tokyo Drift. That's a good lineup. I like the car lineup.
I think I even voted for cars this year because I'm just like, I got 10 votes. I got to vote for cars. Yeah, because the team's Honda Civics were on the ballot last year.
Yes.
Did not make the cut. Only 5.9% of people voted for that, so they're gone. They're gone.
Yep. Done.
The memes are jokes. Boy, do we have a podcast for you. Food all over the place. No knees Denise. The Fast and Furious writers listen to Too Fast, Too Forever, and Tokyo Drift. Today is the 7th. Who's wrong?
To be honest, this is my favorite category. Like, when I vote for all of these. Not to sway anybody, but I vote for a lot of those.
There was at least one in here that I was, in the past, not like against, but I was just like, I'm never going to vote for this thing. And there's one in here, at least one in here, that I voted for. I'm just like, it hits different this year. I won't go further. I will leave it at that. I will let your imagination decide what I mean by that. But just put it out there. And then, Joe, what are our stunts and scenes? The final category.
Ooh, Brian and Dom jumping across the train tracks from the first one, dragging a safe through Rio from 5, jumping a supercar across 3 buildings. Honor. 3 buildings from Furious 7. Just the world's longest runway from Furious 6, and the tuner scramble from Too Fast, Too Furious, which, I'm going to say this, behind the scenes, Joey and I kind of talked about it. I'm so disappointed in doing this for the minute that I purposely did it. I saw that and was like, ugh. And
I'm pretty sure I voted for it in the past. I'm just like, nope, not anymore.
I have a vendetta against the tuner scramble now.
But if you're out there and you love the tuner scramble,
you can vote for it, yeah.
No one likes the tuner
scramble. That sounds like, oh, dude, if we had a fast...
Like a breakfast?
Yes!
Tuna scramble?
Mm-hmm. Yes, a tuner scramble.
Yep.
Does it have tuna in it? No.
Because no one likes the tuna.
No.
It's a tuner scramble without tuna. So anyway, cageclub.me/vote. You can vote more than once if you want. I don't think people normally do, so you don't have to go crazy. But we will announce it on a very special day, our very first ever coined by the Idea Reaction Rocket, coined by Jason Rainey.
Yes.
Our Fastivus special.
Yes.
We are going to, on June 22nd, on both the main feed and the Patreon feed, we're going to have a Fastivus special, the Hall of Fame results, just a bonus episode. Might be 10 minutes long, might be 20 minutes long, who knows?
Might be 0 minutes long. There might be nothing getting in again.
Yeah, we'll say there are no entries, nothing dropped off the ballot. Happy Fastivus.
We're out.
Bye.
Well, the podcast is canceled anyway, so we don't even need to record that.
But you have about a month or so, maybe a little bit more, to vote on these things. If you want to go vote, cageclub.me/vote, please and thank you. We'll see what goes on. But Joe, that's enough dilly-dallying. Let us talk about Fast 10. Let's get hyped. Let's get excited, even more so than we already are. What was the news you saw today? I'm assuming it's the same thing I saw.
So I stumbled upon this, and I'm not going to really say why, but I saw an article that says there is a special cameo in the movie.
The person who does the cameo was posting about their cameo in the movie.
I didn't see it from that. I got it around in a weird way, and I saw, like, a headline for, like, one of these movie sites that you crawl for Google Updates or whatever. It was, like, one of those. And it was like the first article of today, front page, was like Paul Walker's daughter, Meadow, cameo, Fast and the Furious.
Did you see the picture?
I saw a picture of her. I don't think it's a picture from the movie. It might have been in... I didn't even open the article because I was like, that already spoiled enough for me. And I was tiptoeing around it in case there was a chance that you didn't see it and I could save you from yourself.
Well, here's the thing. I had no idea what she looked like.
Meadow?
Yeah.
I mean, you could take a guess. Like, I didn't know what she looks like, but if I had a drawer in my head, it would probably be that.
I mean, yes, but I'm just saying, like, if this woman pops up in the movie and be like, oh, okay, like, is that somebody? Like, I don't know.
I get what you're saying, though. You're not gonna recognize her enough that if we weren't told, we wouldn't have recognized her in the movie till afterwards. I get that.
Correct.
Yes.
It looks like, and this might be a minor spoiler, I don't know, probably not. It looks like she's on a plane. So they're going
I didn't see
flying
that.
Somewhere? I
didn't see that. I just saw her, like, I think it was probably, like, at a premiere or something. It was, like, a picture of her in front of one of these screens, you know, like, Fast X behind her type situation, like, just, like, the moniker.
Yeah, I saw what I think is a screenshot of her cameo. Maybe she posted on Instagram or something. I don't have context for it. I don't know, where she is, why she is, any of that kind of stuff. But exciting stuff.
I think it's going to be really cool, but also I'm a bit skeptical just because, again, I was still rubbed the wrong way after the Paul Walker documentary that his family was so persistent about bringing him back to the Fast and the Furious. I don't know if that's an extension of this. I would imagine his daughter wouldn't do anything to, like, harm her father's legacy type situation, so it's actually probably better that she's there to just...
I think, like, Vin Diesel, like, officiated her wedding or, like,
yes,
walked her down
buds.
the aisle. Or, no,
yes.
I think walked her down the aisle. So I think,
yes.
like, it's just, like, she's literally family. Like, these movies are all about family.
I agree with that, yeah.
She's not, like, the star of these movies. You know what I mean? I think she's going to be, like, on a plane or something.
No, but I'm also hoping that they're not, like, pretend, like, Paul Walker is here and, like, make her do, like, a shot with a CGI'd Paul Walker or something. That was my worries.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that would be tacky.
That's what I thought too. So I was like, I think with her being there and Vin actually liking him, that she could kind of be like, yeah, let's not do that part. Like, I can be like an extra character and just, like, be in the movie.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that. It feels like I'm giving them a lot of benefit here, not knowing what's going to happen in this movie, because we're getting closer to a reality where Paul comes back, like Brian comes back. It feels like they are restrained and sort of tasteful when they could go kind of crazy. Like, so far, they have not gone crazy. They've gone out of their way to keep Brian off screen.
Yeah, they did. You're right. Yeah. Because they could have pushed this and brought him back quicker. Yeah.
All right, so that's one thing. The other thing, I think Jason sent to us on Twitter. I know that Alex sent to me on Instagram. I think maybe somebody else sent us. AMC is selling a $49.99 Dom's Charger popcorn container.
Yes.
With a collectible popcorn vessel.
It seems very inconvenient for popcorn. I really like the idea. And I think it's cool, and I will try to buy one on eBay afterwards, because we're not seeing this at an AMC, right?
No, we are.
Oh, then fuck it, then I might get one on that night. Why not? Send it. Okay, if they have them, I'm buying one, guys. Announcing it here.
I need you to brace yourself for how shitty this is going to be.
Oh, I can imagine. I think that, and I think it's going to be a very inconvenient way to eat and share popcorn.
It includes large popcorn. So,
but it's like,
I mean,
wide.
Popcorn's like a big bucket, right? You know, so like,
it's probably like Tonka truck size, if I had to guess, right?
Limited time only while supplies last. Fast 10 popcorn vessel includes traditional large popcorn only. Gourmet flavors are excluded. AMC stubs upgrades do not apply. 2003 AMC 2003.
What are gourmet
Universal
flavors?
Studios.
Do you know?
I would imagine you could probably season with like sea salt or something. I don't know. I don't go to AMC anymore, thankfully, mercifully.
No, but like you don't remember from your time there?
No, I also I never really buy snacks at, because it's like, because the amount of movies I would go to, if I bought snacks at every movie I went to, I would be like,
I understand, but you weren't
broke.
like, you didn't even see like new like ranch seasoned popcorn, like a sign for it or something.
I don't remember. I literally have not been to an AMC in maybe like a year. Like, this is going to break a real cherry.
Can I tell a cool story, like random ass side story? One of my favorite things when I was in Japan, we went to Tokyo Disney, and one of the coolest things that they had was different...
Tokyo Drift-Disney?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. One of the coolest things they had was individual popcorn stands around the park, and they were all different flavors. Yeah, so they would have but each stand in different parts of the park would be like its own flavor. So like you could walk around and essentially eat like 8 different flavors of popcorn if you wanted. And we were like with a group, so everyone that we would go to, we'd be like, we'll just buy a bag of this, or like a bucket, whatever, of this popcorn and just try it. And I don't remember what any of the flavors were, but they were good, and I remember enjoying them, and they were weird, but like I don't remember what they were.
There's also one other thing I have of news, Fast 10 news. I don't remember if we shared. I might have retweeted it, but neither of us watched it on Entertainment Weekly, because Entertainment Weekly seems like to be the main official outlet that like they go to for like actual legitimate like push press, like
I think
significant whatever.
Yeah, I think that was last time too. I think for Fast 9, they it was Entertainment Weekly was like what they were on. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like all these other ones, like just like will gobble up any kind of tips or sightings or whatever. But like Entertainment Weekly seems to be the one that Universal has the tie with. Maybe there's a chance that Universal
owns
Comcast owns Entertainment Weekly. Yeah,
probably.
But they explain, and I think they break down, and we avoided, because we saw in, I think, the second trailer, maybe, that they literally reenact the scene between Han and Deckard from the credits in 9 is just part of 10. And they're like, here's how it happens. And we're like, don't want to know. Thanks, but don't want to know yet. So that's out there if you want to learn even more about this movie. I'm sure some of our more diehard, news gobbler-uppers maybe you've already read it, but like, if you want to know how that came about, where it goes from there, there's a little bit of more of an explainer on Entertainment Weekly, but you and I were both like, don't think we want to know.
No, I'll wait for the movie, dude. We got like a week
close.
left. We're so fucking close. Yeah, 2 days now, according to the recording.
That's all the news that I have, I think. I don't think anybody sent in emails in terms of like last minute stuff, I hope. Oh, okay, so let's see. So next Thursday,
yes,
we're seeing the movie at night.
No thanks.
Next Friday, you're not going to go?
No, I'm just kidding. Of course I'm going to go. And I'm buying my fucking Dom popcorn bucket, too. I told you this.
It's true. And by next Thursday, I mean this Thursday, the 18th.
Yes.
You and I are seeing the movie with our family in tow. Friday, the 19th, we are scheduled to record at 5 p.m.
Okay. So
if you want to have an email in about your thoughts about Fast 10, try to get it in by like 6 o'clock Eastern on Friday the 19th. I would assume most people will probably see it that Thursday. If you're going to see it... So here's the thing. We're going to record... Our plan right now which I don't even know if you fully know, Joe.
What? Tell me.
But basically for the next like 5 or 6 weeks, we are going to do 2 main feed episodes a week. We're going to do a normal episode on Tuesday and a bonus episode about Fast 10 on Friday.
Okay.
So we're going to do an episode with Mike Manzi, with Miko Kevo, with Heather Antos, with Montez. If Kara can see the movie, I think Kara is more, watching at home than watching in theaters. If Kara finds a way to watch the movie, we will, by all means, fit her in there too.
Agreed, yeah.
But if you don't get the episode, if you don't get your email in by like 6 o'clock on this Friday the 19th, don't worry about it. We'll just read on the next one. We'll read it with Mike. We'll read it with Nico Kevin. Whenever you get it in, whenever you have more thoughts, we'll read on that episode. But if you want to be on that initial, like, holy shit, we have so many things to talk about. Let's talk about it all right now.
Yes.
6 o'clock on Friday. Because my goal is after you and I record this to edit it immediately and put it out that night.
Yeah, it'll be out like Friday night, like as most people are seeing the movie.
Correct.
Yes.
So, I'm assuming, we haven't talked to any of you, but like, our whole, the people that we've talked to on this show that you've heard talk to us about these movies, a lot of them are seeing with us on Thursday night. I would assume most of you are seeing on Thursday night, but if you're seeing on a Friday night, date night, family night, whatever, just email in whenever, and we'll read on the next episode.
Yeah, not a huge deal. And save the episode. But this is the same layout that we did last time, so it shouldn't be anything new or surprising. So.
And it worked out really well. And also you guys come through in the clutch. Like, we love the emails, but you guys came through in the clutch for F9 and also for the first trailer reaction.
100%. Yep.
When you and I were recording, we stopped. I edited. We got like 4 more emails. We're like, all right, got to record more. So I guess we could do that again in theory, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Fast 10, directed by Louis Leterrier.
Okay.
I was smart when we did F9 because I wrote down the questions.
Okay. Cool.
These are not in any order other than the order I wrote them down. But the first question, who gets the fuck? Who do you think in Fast 10? I have an answer I've thought of.
I have a wish.
Yeah, what's your wish?
It might not be the answer, but I'm hoping that Dame Helen Mirren gets the fuck in this movie.
She's fucking thirsty. She got the fucking 8.
Yeah, I hope she gets it again. She deserves it.
So did you see the Fast 10 sponsored content where it was Bronny James, like LeBron's kid, and it was like a Fast and Furious commercial with Bronny James?
No, absolutely not. By the way, they fumbled that so fucking... Did you hear about this?
No, what happened?
He committed to USC, and everybody's like, Ohio State's had their whole fucking life to recruit Bronny James, and they fuck it up, and he goes to USC, like...
Ugh.
That's so... I mean, I get it. Obviously, I'd want to be at USC, too. Like, the boosters have way more money, but... Like,
also, you get to live in Los Angeles, as opposed to, no offense to Alex and the rest of Ohio.
But you get to live in LA instead of Ohio. But come on, don't you think Ohio State just spent every fucking penny that they had to get LeBron James' son to come play for them for the year that he's going to play there before he gets drafted? Okay, sports rant of the day. We're over.
So you hope it's going to be Helen. So there was a trailer. There was not a trailer. It was a commercial where it's just like,
yeah, tell me about this because I didn't see it.
Family's the most important thing, and it like Vane is never on screen with Bronny, but Bronny's just like in a driveway somewhere talking about like fate and like lineage and family and history and whatever, and just like go see Fast 10 in theaters. So then I saw just the headline of a video. It was Vin X Dame, and I was like. Or maybe it was Dom X Dame or something, and I'm just like,
okay.
They doing content with Damian Lillard?
Oh, like, yeah, good thought, yeah.
And I click on it, or I didn't watch it, but like I saw the picture, and it was him and Helen Mirren. I was just like, oh, Dame Helen Mirren, okay. But I'm just like I get the audio like Dom, Dame, pretty similar, but just like.
But also, when you just did the Bronny James commercial, I see why your brain was like basketball, and then you're like, why the fuck was Dame Lillard doing commercials for Fast X?
I don't know, but yeah. So you think it's gonna be her? I think there's no way. I think if we were doing Vegas odds, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's almost certainly gonna be in a very theatrical, musical way. It's gonna be Momoa as Dante.
That's a good call. That's a really safe bet. I think that you get minus odds on that. I agree. Yeah. I have another thing that I want to talk about too that is kind of like not news. It's negative news in the sense that it doesn't exist.
Solid. You're really
Yes.
selling me on this. There's a thing I want to talk about. It's negative news. It doesn't really exist. Keep
No,
going, keep
okay,
going.
so I was watching Formula One last weekend, and it was the Miami Grand Prix, and Vin and Michelle were there, and they did promo for it. But I was watching the F1 app version, which is like the Sky Sports version, and they were not on it. Just totally not there. So remember, Brian is messaging us, you're not here, and Brian is messaging us like, oh my god, Vin's on, and like my friends are like, Vin is doing this thing, and like all this stuff, and like it just didn't exist on Sky Sports.
So you're saying that like the UK does not care about these movies?
At least they didn't care that Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez were there. Like you saw Ludacris in the like passing. He's like next to Serena Williams while they're doing like the driver entries and stuff like this. But I wasn't watching the ESPN broadcast, which is like the American one, so they just didn't care. But also on that note, the F1 app is fucking sick, and you can get like car views of the drivers. So like, I'm definitely gonna watch this over the ESPN one if I have the choice. So I usually, put Char on one side, put Carlos on the other, have my headset on, Bluetooth, could get the comms going from the TV, and then I have it on the main. But yes. So I missed it, but I know that they were there, and that is news. I just can't report on it because I didn't fucking see it. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Negative news. I like it.
Negative news. Absent news.
Oh, these were questions from last time. How is Han back? How does Jacob enter? What does space mean? Rocket car? Magnet? So here's the question, I guess.
What?
Similar. How is Han back? How are we going to resolve? What do you think is that Entertainment Weekly thing that we did not watch, that we did not read, that people listening to this podcast might already know the answer to? How do you think that's going to resolve? Because we have justice is coming, blah, blah, blah. Justice doesn't happen. Now, Louis Leterrier is like, no, justice is actually going to happen in this movie. What's going to happen? Han knocks on the door. Deckard lets him in. Then what?
I think that I already kind of worked this out before, but I think that it's ultimately just like the Dex is like, Mr. Nobody told me to do this. He's in on it because he's the big bad. I was following his orders. Like, whatever, I thought you were dead, now that you're not, and we know fuck that guy. They team up, and they're like, yeah, let's go get some revenge on Mr. Nobody. I'm like, really sold on this. I can't see it resolve any other way.
As Mr. Nobody is the villain, okay.
Yes.
I still think it makes sense to have Mr. Nobody as the villain, but now to have Brie Larson in there as his daughter, ostensibly on their team...
It's a good anti-family story. I think it works better.
All right, so then from there, at the end of 9, Dom gives Jacob a 10-second car. He drives off into the sunset. What brings Jacob back? Just the need for family help?
Yeah, I think they call him in. And because we've seen him in the trailer with baby Brian, that I think that this is like we can't leave Brian to babysit again. And they're like, we're going to leave him with Jacob, the only man that we know that can keep him safe. And then they're like, and then Jacob shows up anyways with him type situation.
Has John Cena done one of those
children movies?
Yeah,
is that what you're about to say?
He has. Yeah.
I don't know. Also, John Cena just got announced for Vacation Friends 2, by the way. Did you see that? I think I told you.
I sent you that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you sent me that because I was a big fan of Vacation Friends. So there's a second one in the works.
The actual name for the movie, Vacation Friends, but also sounds like your title for a movie that's like different thing altogether.
Yeah, like a weekend at the beach.
Rachel, what's the name of that movie we watch? It's like Vacation Friends or something?
Yes, yeah. See, they know
it's called Malibu Honeymoon.
yes. Hawaiian Honeymoon. No, but they knew their target audience. It's me. People that make up stupid names for movies that just describe what the movie is in 2 words.
So he's been in Ferdinand as a voice. He was in Doolittle, maybe as a voice. I don't know. I don't think he's done... Like, he's done The Marine. Like, he's done his, like, The Rock crossover from, like, wrestler to actor, where it's basically he's playing a wrestler on screen in, like, a tough guy movie. Oh, he did Playing with Fire. That's right.
What is that one?
Firefighter. It's him, Keegan-Michael Key, John Leguizamo. It came out right before the pandemic. There's a picture you can see of him covered in soap suds. Yeah, this was his thing. Like, but what's interesting, like, it was when he was already established as actor John Cena. Like, it wasn't like a, hey, let's figure out like where he fits. It's like, no, we know where he fits.
Okay, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen this one.
No, I don't think it was very successful. I don't think very many people saw it.
26%. Yuck. This guy hated it. Okay.
How do we think Dante enters? Is Dante gonna pull a cipher from 8 and be like, "Help! I'm just a person on the side of the road who needs your help. Guess what? I know everything about you."
No, he comes in hot. He's coming for that ass. Scene 1. He's coming like he's gonna have his own. I think we already like heard part of it. He's gonna have his own monologue. He's like, "I've been waiting all my life to fuck these people up. And that's what I'm coming to do. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum."
Maybe it was in one of the little videos that we talked about last time. But there's that scene where Dom and Tess, Brie Larson, are having the beers. They're having the Stellas, the Belgian ales, right?
Yes.
And there's a line where she's just like, "Know anybody who might hate you from in Rio or whatever?" Like she basically just like
sets it up.
"Hey, you know this thing? Like, think anybody's like pissed at you?" And he's just like, "Reyes."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's like I'm not like imagining what he says. He's just like,
Reyes.
Reyes. So yeah, I think he's probably causing mayhem to attract attention or something, and yes.
But I think we see him like lurking early. Like they're not wasting Jason Momoa time. They're not gonna start out with like 30 minutes of prelude before Jason Momoa shows up on screen, is what I'm saying.
How do you think this movie opens? Like, where do we start? Because, like, we start a lot of these movies recently, like, on vacation, like, things are good and then things go bad. F9 starts with them, you know, we start in the flashback, but then the first modern day thing we have is them at the farm. Where do we start? We got to be, like, in a good place, probably, right?
I really hope that it actually just starts on fucking Han and Jason Statham. Like an open from the credit scene.
Ooh, I like that. That's cool.
I think that would be like the best way to do this, that we start there and then like, yes, then we see that they're like, "Okay, bruvs," you know, and like shake hands, and then they like go to the barbecue or like whatever thing that they're having, and then it starts to be like, you know, somebody's fucking shit up in Rome, and then you have to go find him. I think that first barbecue, I think that barbecue that we saw is like, this is the last happy moment we have before our lives change type situation.
Oh, so they can never be happy again until...
Yes.
Or never.
I mean, well, I think that's what they're going to sell you, but they're going to be happy by the end of the movie, essentially. Or the end of 11.
No, yeah, I don't think they're going to be happy. I think this movie is going to end very down.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird prediction. They've never done that before. None of them have ended on like a down note. It always ends with a barbecue and handshakes.
Well, 4 ends with Dom going to prison for life and then about to get busted out.
But
right?
it ends. But
opens.
it ends. It doesn't end like on a down. It's like, oh, he's going to prison for life, and then it's like, and you hear the cars, and you're like, okay, he's not going to prison for life. He's getting the fuck out of here immediately.
I mean, 1 ends like Point Break ends, where it's just like, well, my career as a cop is over, and you got to go away forever.
Yeah, but that's not like
one's not really a happy end. It's not a happy end.
No, but that's not like part of the plan either. They didn't think they were making 9 more of these at that point.
2 ends happy. 3 ends with Dom.
Very happy.
Yeah. Because you're like, oh shit, these movies are gonna be good again.
Yes.
Just
no. I mean,
we stand Tokyo Drift.
I love Tokyo
4
Drift.
ends. 5 ends happy. 6 ends. I mean, aside from the fact that Han dies again in 6. Giselle dies again in 6. Or not again, but, you know, for the first time, whatever. But 6 ends with them at the barbecue. 7 ends with Paul drifting off into the sunset, where it's sad in real life.
Yes, but also, like, kind of a happy ending.
Happy in the movie.
Yeah.
8 ends in a barbecue. 9 ends in a barbecue.
Yep, on the rooftop.
Brian showing up.
Oh, no,
Hobbs
at home,
doesn't,
at home, yeah.
Yeah. Hobbs and Shaw doesn't really end. They just, like, zoom out as they're talking about Mini-Me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. You're my sidekick. I don't think it's gonna end bad. Like, it can't end on a sad note, on a downer.
If they're doing the MCU thing, Infinity War, spoilers for Infinity War, ends with Thanos killing half the universe.
By the way, if any of these memes get in, spoilers for Infinity War should be the next addition to the Fast and Furious Hall of Fame. I think we've wrote it into the sunset long enough that like it needs to, because you say it every time. Good. Okay.
All right, Joe, what is the number one thing you are hoping for, and what is the number one thing that would make you groan if we saw it?
Okay, I'm going to give you a two-parter because I knew this question was coming, and I thought about it before we recorded.
Okay.
It's two ends of the same sword. One, I hope that Jason Momoa's character isn't corny. Like, I hope that it's actually a fun, good villain. He seems like he's having fun.
I think it will.
I think it will be too.
I'm not super worried, but I that would be bad if that was not good. I agree.
Yeah, so if this goes really south and is like really fucking corny, I think it will be a severe letdown and probably spoil the movie for me. But I don't think that that's that great of a possibility. But I think that would have been like my biggest groan. Do you have something else?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think
what?
Our answer for 9 was, please, oh please, whatever happens,
don't let
Jacob be part of the family by the end of the movie. And it's like, don't worry, it's not by the end of the movie. It's like 2/3 through the movie, he's already on the side of good. Just like, so like, I don't think Dante will.
He has no possibility to align at the end. There's no. I can't even worry about that because I don't think that it's a possibility that he can do it.
I think there's a real chance. Okay, so this is a build up, a two-parter. The thing I want the most. Well, okay, the thing I really want the most is Gal Gadot back. I want Giselle back somehow.
Okay, yeah. Be a cameo or real life? Like you want her reintegrated?
No, I want her in modern day back. Like she swoops in, just like how, like the way that, like, if the trailers for 9 had not spoiled Han, and we're like, holy shit, he's back. Like I want that kind of moment for Giselle.
Okay.
I also want, obviously, Hobbs to come back.
Okay.
I think, story-wise, obviously easier for Hobbs to come back because he's not dead. In terms of reality, easier for Giselle to come back, Gal Gadot to come back because she does not hate Vin Diesel. So, and also Wonder Woman 3 not happening. So, realistically, since I don't think that either of those are going to happen, the thing that I actually want the most is for Mr. Nobody to come back and for that, like, to figure out what the fuck is going on with his character. Right? So I think the thing I would be most groan-worthy about is that if Dante becomes family, but I don't think he's going to. And I would not be surprised, honestly, if Dante dies in this movie.
Okay.
But in a way, like, I think we need to set up a villain for 11.
Do you think that Cypher becomes family by the end of this movie? Because we kind of saw her and Letty together in the desert, so I think that
there's also there's another like little, which I've not seen yet, but there's another like little featurette, the Cypher Letty fight. Like they're really pushing that hard.
But we see them, like, in that trailer, we saw them, like, in the like,
in the face-off machine?
No, but in, like, Siberia or something, too. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Like, in the tundra. Right. So, like, I think there's a great possibility that Cypher does align with them by the end of the movie. Would that bother you? Do you see that?
I want to know, because I feel like there's such big missing pieces in terms of figuring out what's going on with Mr. Nobody's character and what's going on with Cypher's character.
Yes.
Like, where are they actually aligned? Because I get the sense that Dante, this is not like what the franchise has been building to. Like, unless the franchise, well, okay, if the franchise has been building toward the family has to atone for their actions, which I feels like kind of is what like Louis Leterrier has been sort of hinting at, I don't think them stealing money from a cartel leader, like that doesn't seem important enough. Like this revenge story does not seem important enough to end a franchise with.
Yeah. I agree.
I think it needs to be more meaningful than that. So I don't think Momoa as Dante is the big bad, which is why I think he could like really shine bright, shine like a diamond, you know, live fast, die young, leave a beautiful looking corpse.
Yeah.
And they can like go all out with him because they can kill him off in setting up whatever the real villain is for 11.
Yes, I agree.
Whether that's Mr. Nobody,
Etion,
whether that's Cypher or Etion or Keanu in some form, who knows? You know what I mean? But like, I would be kind of bummed, honestly, if like they're like, no, Dante's like he's the big bad, and like the whole franchise is like, why? What?
Yeah, it's like Reyes' like nephew or son or something, and he's just mad about.
I think son, yeah.
He's just mad about that they stole money from their drug dealer relative. Like that's not. I agree. I would be disappointed. That would be a big disappointment. I agree.
So were you were saying there's like you were building up to a two-parter. You were saying about Jacob or Dante.
It was the double-edged swords of Dante. Like if he's like really
he's corny. Okay, yeah.
And like I'm actually really excited to see how he plays this, because from the trailers it looks like a lot of fun, and I like Jason Momoa, so I think that this is actually a really good addition, and I think that he'll be a good fit, even playing a villain. Like, I like it.
So then, similar, I kind of answered this question already. What cameo do you most want to see? I guess
you just
cameo
named a good
from
one.
someone who's already been in the movies, and then a cameo for someone who we don't know. I also like, where's Cardi B? Like, Cardi B in this movie somewhere, right? Like, where is she going to be?
She possibly could be. We could get somebody new. We could get Ice Spice.
Ooh.
That would be a good addition.
New York's hottest rapper, yeah.
We could get that. That would be a nice addition. I think in reality, we're going to get a Gal flashback. My dream cameo will be that Keanu shows up at the end and he's like
he's the villain.
He's the villain. Yeah, and you just see him like you just see his hair or something. You know what I mean? Like, where we know it's Keanu, but like they're like, we're not going to show you him yet, but like, you know it's Keanu.
Okay, so here's actually a thing. Okay. In reality, I don't think they're going to cross back over with Hobbs and Shaw, because I think the bad blood is real, even though I hope it's not. Whatever.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think I think the movie could end on a downer. Say Dante is killed and a family member or two gets killed. Who knows, right? But like, just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then like whoever gets out of like the equivalent of Deckard getting out of the car in the credits in 6, but it's like some like spaceship or whatever.
Okay.
And Keanu gets out. And he's just like, this is vengeance for Etion or something. And they're like, oh shit. And we're like, oh my God. Like, we're just like trying to process the grief. And Deckard's there, and Deckard goes, I know who can help with this. And then you just see a sweaty hand pick up a phone. So like, it's a downer ending because like family members die, but the audience is just like, Dwayne's back for 11.
Okay. Or just like a really big, muscly bicep. Right? Like you see like a muscly, sweaty, oiled up bicep just pick up a phone like
I think that's how it could end on a downer note where like people die but also leaves the audience excited for 11.
Yes.
Where it's like you have a cool villain coming in for 11 and you get reinforcements, whether that's Dwayne, whether that's Gal.
I think that
whether it's someone else.
I think a tiny muscle clip of The Rock at the end would send me into fucking orbit. I would be so excited.
Right?
Yes, that's a really great ending. I like that.
Maybe Leon.
Yeah. Jesse's back.
Back from the dead.
Yeah.
Suki
would be a great addition. I would really like Suki. I know, there's a ton that we would add, but...
Because I think like they're basically setting this up as part 1 of 2, right? They've been saying for years, like it's Fast 10, Fast 10 2, Fast 10 11, whatever. Like these are the 2-parter to end. I think it has to be. I think they've said, right? We've talked about like how it's going to end in like kind of a cliffhanger. Like I don't think it's going to be a super satisfying ending.
I don't think so either.
But I think they need to get people excited for 11 with something, and like the way for better or worse, the way that this franchise gets people excited is. Guess who's in the movie?
Yep, exactly.
Guess who we got?
They've done it before, a billion times over. So, like, yes, I'm with you. That would get me really hyped. You get Keanu and The Rock to just like end the movie. Be fucking nuts.
Like, I don't think it's crazy, and like that also gives Hobbs and Shaw. So, what about this?
What?
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think there's enough time. But they're like, Deck's like, I know who can help. And we see The Rock pick up the phone or whatever. And then they cut to the credits and they're like, find out where he's been in Hobbs and Shaw 2 next summer.
Oh, yes. 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 I think Dinkley has a good chance of crossing over.
Would love it.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds is everywhere. He'd probably pop in. You get Rob Delaney, I'm sure.
He's running a football team right now, so.
Hey, Wrexham?
Yeah, they got promoted, by the way. Congrats to Wrexham. Yeah, so they're in the league up. They won the league this year.
Well, you know that, like, spoilers for that show. You know, if...
I mean, that's real life sports. I know, yeah, like, it actually happened. Go ahead.
If they get him back, they could also bring in Rob McElhenney. They could bring in the whole
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Crossover with Always Sunny.
Yeah, just Charlie Day just shows up like, whoa. Charlie Day would be a great Dinkley replacement, like the Fast and the Furious' Dinkley as opposed to the Hobbs and Shaw Dinkley.
I mean, he's already in Pacific Rim as basically Dinkley, and I think was he in Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, or was that somebody else?
I don't remember.
Who was in Jurassic World with Lauren Lapkus?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh no, it was Jake Johnson, I think. But there was like the command center where they were like monitoring situations. Lauren Lapkus, who's like from Comedy Bang Bang, like a really funny improviser, and it was her and a guy, I think it was Jake Johnson. And they were basically like the dinky kind of man in a chair, sort of just like cracking jokes, like nerdy tech guys.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Jurassic
I
Park,
like that.
Jurassic World was Jake Johnson. So yeah, bring in Always Sunny. Why not? Have Sweet D driving cars, driving a little scamming moped.
Yeah, that would be really good. I like that. There needs to be a Razor scooter in this fucking movie, by the way. I don't know why, but like you just said the moped thing, and I think that we need to tone it down. We need a skateboard or a Razor scooter in this movie. Severely.
Why is Tony Hawk not in these movies?
I don't know. I guess he's the antithesis of driving, right? He is like the anti-driver.
Ooh. Is he the anti-driver? He just like... I mean, we announced our theme for Next Lap, right? Planes, Trains, No Automobiles. Like,
did we?
I think so.
Now we did.
I think we did. I think we did in the tune-up, I think.
I think we did too, yeah.
Do we have skateboarding movies? We might. I don't remember. There's so many movies. I don't know. Anyway, Joe, who's the fastest character going to be in 10? The fastest character in Fast.
I think it's going to be Brian comes back and he's the fastest character.
Ooh, wow. Whoa.
I think that's why they need him, because he's going to be the fastest.
We've seen a clip. We don't really know the context, but we've seen in trailers Han and Deckard going around turns quickly. I think they're going to be, like you were saying before, if they're teaming up to like take down Mr. Nobody or something, I think they're gonna want to prove to everyone that they can work together. And I think they're gonna be both pretty fast and pretty furious.
I think they're gonna be a badass team. I'm excited for that too. I am.
Do you have a better answer, a different answer for who is the most furious?
I think the most furious person in Fast 10 is going to be Dwayne Johnson when he realizes that he's not in these movies anymore.
Ooh.
I think he's going to be grumbling that he went all in on Black Adam and got written out of the DCU immediately when he should just be Hobbs in Fast and the Furious, and he could have had $1 billion movie come out this summer that everybody was going to see.
Yep.
That's my pick for most furious person. It's going to be him watching the movie. I think
Fun Furious is going to be Dante again.
That's fun, yeah.
I think, you know what could be scary furious is if Tess is the most furious.
Oh,
because she seems to be playing like, because we got Alan Richardson or whoever, right, as like new nobody, like it's a new look organization. She's like, I don't like this new. I like the way my dad used to do it, but like
now that we're talking about this, I think that she double turns at the end. I think that Tess starts out with them, does the double turn, and she's like, Mr. Nobody was the big bad the whole time. I'm working for my dad. Fuck you guys. Ooh. Boom.
So that's the way that you've been in every time we've talked about these movies or this movie. You've been like, she's good, she's bad, she's good, she's bad. And like, it's just however the wind flows, classic Gemini. But now you're like, yes, this time she gets both. She is good. She gets both. She's bad.
She's good, and then it's going to be like the big reveal at the end. Everybody's going to be like, oh my God, didn't see that coming. And they're going to be like, Joe did. And you're like, I know.
Well, the beauty of this podcast is that we've done so many that, like, everything we've said, we've probably gotten most of the movie right. We've just said 5 times as many wrong things.
Yes. I also really appreciate that everybody that listens is like, they said it, and we're like, probably.
We said a lot of things.
We said a lot of them.
Most of it really wrong.
Way off base on a lot of stuff.
But that one time that we both forgot we said the right thing, we definitely did say that right thing.
We did, yeah.
Who causes the biggest explosion? I mean, Dante. He blows up the Vatican, right? Or whatever. Yeah. So
or like the Colosseum or whatever, yeah.
Who causes the most pedestrian deaths? Is that also Dante?
Yeah, because he has that rolling ball thing. We saw it in the trailer. These are like alley-oop questions. There's no way he doesn't.
Let's think about, like, this is a new question I'm asking. Biggest stunt. Like, we did not know how they were going to go to space. They go to space in the last one. We have the vertical quarter-mile down. Is that going to be the biggest stunt? Is it going to be Dom crashing helicopters into one another like we saw in the trailer? What is the biggest stunt going to be? Is it something we know, or is it going to be something that's surprising to us?
I think that they've saved it. I don't think that it's out there yet.
I hope so.
But we have a bad track record of this, remember? Because we were like, all of the big stunts are in the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. So it most likely is the, like, damn quarter-mile vertical situation, but I hope it's not that. I hope that there's a bigger one that they're not showing us yet.
I think I've said this before recently on this podcast, specifically about this, but, like, when Mission Impossible Rogue Nation was coming out, and every trailer was like, this is the movie where Tom Cruise hangs off the side of a plane. I'm like, I know what, like, you're ruining the best part of the movie. And that's how the movie opens. Like, if this movie opens with him, like, mid-action scene, like, kind of like in 4, where they're doing like, the tanker heist, and, like, he's driving down the dam in minute 1 of this movie, be like, okay, movie.
Yeah, setting the bar high. But they also did that. They had the shoot across the bridge, swing the car, grappling hook type situation in the beginning of 9. So
true, very true.
Maybe.
Is there a type of stunt you want to see? Like, if dream scenario, you and Vin Diesel's mini room, the hottest word in the writer's strike, the mini rooms, where studios are like, why are we paying 9 writers when we could pay 3 writers? You guys can do the work of 9, right? And they're like, no.
No, absolutely not.
So, Joe, you're in the mini room, you're a scab, you've crossed the picket line, you're like, I'll take money, sure. You're in the mini room, you're pitching to Vin Diesel ideas for stunts for 10. Dream, anything goes, because you don't have to do it yet. You're not worried about like how they're going to do it. You're just pitching ideas. What do you want to see? What stunt do you want to see in Fast 10?
I wanted there to be at least a 6-minute scene of skateboard tricks.
Have you seen the movie Airborne?
No.
That movie ends with, no joke, maybe like a 10-minute downhill race that's wordless. It's just them skateboarding downhill racing for like 10 minutes.
That sounds sick. I don't want that. I want them to be in a pool in a house next to 1327 that they break into. Jack and Baby Brian break into this pool and they just do 6 minutes of skateboarding tricks, and they get like the sickest kids that look I also want them to look nothing like what the characters are, and we don't address that. I want them to be completely different. Like visibly very different than what Baby Brian and Jack are at other parts of the movie. Like 2 kids pull up, 2 kids do skateboard tricks, 2 kids leave. All different.
And it's scored to Superman from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yes! We were just talking about that song the other day, actually. That's really funny you brought that up.
I mean, it's the best skateboarding song.
Yes, it is.
I want to see something with the ocean, and I don't think I'm just saying that because Mo is Aquaman, but I think, like, we've done space. Let's go underwater.
Or boats. Not submarines, but boats.
Well, no, I want racing on the bottom of the ocean.
You want them driving on the bottom of the ocean?
Uh-huh.
Tej is like, we're going to need a car that rides on the bottom of the ocean. You're like, okay.
Tom's like, remember in 7 when I'm like, it's not just about being fast this time. Do it again, but now with boats, but not boats.
Swimming.
Yeah.
It's all about swimming.
This is all about optimism, pessimism. Best case scenario, where if this movie is, if it's your dream version of Fast 10,
yeah,
where will this rank for you? Right now, I don't remember when you did these rankings, maybe after lap 10. You have Fast 5, then Tokyo Drift, then The Fast and the Furious, then 6, then
I think
Hobbs and
4.
Shaw.
I think 4. 4 is the highest it could possibly go. If it got into the top 3, it would be like, this is probably the best movie ever made.
5, 3, 1. Yeah, because that has to permeate both like great movies and also nostalgia, right?
Yeah, it would have to be like world breaking.
Because I have 5, 1, 3, 6, 7. I think it could pass 7. I think it could pass 6, where like I still think 6 is a lot of fun, but I think 6 is like
so you're dead on with me.
5. I think 4. Yeah, again, we have the same top 3 in a different order. Yeah, which I think is probably every movie from here on out. It's just like you're not going to be better than 5, and you're not going to be more fun or old timey, old school than 1 or 3, right? So
yep.
But all the other ones are fair game.
I think so. That's like most optimistically, that's where it can fall. Yeah.
Are there other? That's all the questions that we've asked in past episodes. Is there anything else? Any other thoughts you have? Any ideas you want to share? Questions you want to answer? Things you want to get out there that we could once again prove to the world? Hey, look, Too Fast said it.
No, I want to fucking confirm that Mr. Nobody's the big bad, and I just don't know how. That's what I want. I want this to happen. I know they've been listening to us.
Oh, here's a question. Here's a question. Speaking of Mr. Nobody, because Mr. Nobody in 9, not in the current timeline at all. There's just a video playing that they find that one video, and there's flashbacks with Han. I get the sense, I think we've talked about this on here before, from the trailers, there's going to be a lot of flashbacks in this movie.
Okay, yes.
Do you think we're going to see flashbacks from like we're obviously going to get a lot of flashbacks from 5 of like where Dante was. They're going to CGI him in or whatever, like recreate those scenes. It looks like there's the tunnels from 4. You know, we're probably going to get Han dying again in Tokyo Drift for some reason. They're going to retcon that again because they do that in every movie.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get flashbacks to every movie? Or do you think we'll get flashbacks that are brand new that don't tie into any movie? Like, what do you see? Like, how are they going to use multiple timelines in this movie?
I think we're gonna get flashbacks from a couple movies and things that possibly weren't in the movies, but like were like the assumed things. You know what I mean? They're gonna like give you like a conversation between Brian and Dom that like oh, you're like, oh, this is a sweet conversation that they had, but it like doesn't really mean anything. But just like as a random flashback to like push the story forward type situation.
Okay.
I don't think the flashbacks are going to be that meaningful, to be honest.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's going to be more like Brian fodder type situation.
I hope not. I mean, you know.
Like they're going to be like, Brian's going to be like, don't forget, Reyes had that son and he might come for you. And they're going to be like, oh my God, I remember when Brian said that. You know, like it's going to be shit like that.
I mean, the whole franchise does set up father and son stuff, right? Like, so having Brian and Jack and Dom and B and maybe, you know, maybe we'll get more flashbacks with the actors from 9, where of young Jacob and young Dom and their dad, right? Like,
I would hope. That was pretty cool. That would be cool to continue them like that. That would be awesome. I think that's like best case scenario for me.
So I'm excited. I'm always like a little nervous with these new movies because, like, number one, we're gonna watch this twice a year forever, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
And like 3 or 4 times the next 4 to 6 weeks, probably.
Yep.
So I hope it's good. I also just worry because, like, we spend so much time and care so much about these movies that, like, if it's not good, it's gonna be like, oh man, like this thing that we
I don't
like
think it
and
can't. I don't think it could be bad. I think it could be disappointing to us. I don't think that it could be like actually bad, like unwatchable. I don't think that there's a world that it can be. There's just too many people involved.
Well, that's the thing. It's like movies that I don't like now, that come out now that I don't like, aren't really bad. They're just like blah.
Yeah.
Like Super Mario Brothers is not a bad movie, but it's just boring. And like, I don't think this movie could ever be boring. I think it could just be like, oh.
There's always going to be stuff in it that we like too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm optimistic. You're right. I'm cautious but optimistic, but I lean optimism every time. So
yes, good. So this Thursday late, because we're seeing the movie at like 8:30, I think. So we're gonna get out of there at like 11:15, 11:30, depending. And so you and I will record a thing quickly in our car, in my car. We don't share a car, in my car. And then
that would be awkward. We live very far away.
I have the car this weekend. Can you
It's like a child
down here? So we will record like a quick 8 or 10 minute, like, we're so excited we're in the parking lot kind of thing. I will edit it quickly on my laptop and I will put it out from the parking lot there. So you should have it Thursday night if you want to get a quick bite in.
By the time you're out of the movie. Yeah.
We're going to avoid spoilers.
But I'm saying, like, if you watch the movie, you can come out and listen to it on your drive home, most likely.
Yep. And then Friday, we will have our spoiler-filled reaction for all of you. Between now and then, Joe, we've got a bonus episode for the patrons, which will actually probably be out by the time this episode hits the main feed. We're doing Equilibrium, which is Josh Buckley's patron pick for this lap.
Yep.
And there's a reason he picked it for the Vin Diesel lap. We'll talk about that on the bonus episode. So go to toofast2forever.com if you want to hear that and all other 36. This will be episode 37 bonus episodes.
Damn, that's a bunch, dude.
It's a very big bunch. And then next Tuesday, 1 week from today, there's all these other episodes we're doing in between, but next Tuesday will be the Road to Paloma movie that we talked about on the Right on Track. It's the Momoa as a biker movie. So
yeah, that's right. It's
going to be weird because you and I are going to record that episode before we see Fast 10, but it's going to come out to everyone basically after they see Fast 10. So, you know.
Okay.
We're going to be in that middle ground, and then we'll have the bonus episode with
We're
Mike.
doing the Fast and Furious chronology of the releases.
Yeah. Where nothing really makes sense, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And then our Fast 10 second gear episode with the Mikester, and then Life in the Fast Lane, and then Fast 10 third gear. So we have it's too much. Between now, the day we're recording. Well, no, okay. In the next 2 weeks, we got 6 episodes coming out.
It's a lot.
Sorry, 7 episodes coming out.
It's a lot. That's quite a bit.
It's quite a bit. So, and only one of them, Equilibrium, will be a bonus episode. Everything else can be on the main feed. So, thank you for listening. If you want to subscribe, there's going to be. I really do think. Like, I think. I'm not going to say anything bad, just in case he's listening. But
okay,
the Vin Diesel lap was a lap.
It was a lap. See, you like using that. That's a good. I'm glad you're adopting it. It was a lap.
I'm using it to be kind.
I do too. That's what you say. Like that was a presentation.
But I think next lap, the Planes, Trains, No Automobiles lap, with all of the patron picks, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a very diverse lap. And I think if you're not a patron, if you're not TooFastTooForever.com,
now's the time.
I'm not in charge of your finances. Do whatever you got to do. I think the $5
$1
or $10
a month,
a month, $1 a month gets you in the door. I think $5 a month, $10 a month is kind of a cool sweet spot. Plus, you also help the show get going. If you sign up, we can both get a popcorn bucket shaped like Dom's car.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Joey and I won't have to share our car and the popcorn bucket. And we leave it in the trunk when we deliver the car back.
The shared car with the shared popcorn car.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you for listening. For all things Too Fast, Too Forever, go to cageclub.me, facebook.com/TooFast2Forever, or at TooFast2Forever on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. Email us, family@cageclub.me. Oh, vote at cageclub.me/vote.
Yep, do that.
Check out our Patreon page. Join the family at TooFast2Forever.com and our store at cageclub.me/shop. Go see Fast 10. Come back on Thursday for our spoiler-free review, our Friday for our spoiler-filled review, next Tuesday for Road to Paloma, next Friday for Fast 10 once again, and Equilibrium in between all of that, only on TooFast2Forever.com. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too.
And we will tell you all about it
when we see you again.
After Fast 10.
Yep.